and also a big bonus. That Christmas of 1994 was by far the most thrilling and insane Christmas of my entire life.
The Lion King.
All of those Genesis, Game Gear, Sega CD games, and Master System games, basically all of Sega's games prior to the Sega Saturn and 32X were represented here. And oh my gosh, that was an insane Christmas, guys.
Look at that. Look at that stack. Oh my God, it's enough to make a grown man cry when he gets the bill.
What I love about being a home inspector is that I can set my own hours. You know, if I don't want to work Friday or I want to take next week off, I'm obviously able to do that. Man, I love helping.
I actually asked my mom, I said, Mom, recently I talked to her. Mom, how did you and Dad afford all of those games in Christmas of 1994? How did I get that many? And she said, that was the year that I received a major bonus.
Move into the zone and secure it.
She was doing really well in her printing sales business that she was a salesperson. And so I think that they just collectively, Mom and Dad, just decided,
going for a capture.
rather than maybe buy something for themselves with that bonus money, they wanted to give me an amazing Christmas.
I
didn't know you bought 4 of them.
think I'd say we spoiled this player.
In the arena. Zone contested.
I can't thank them enough.
Teammate is going for a capture.
Just talking about this, I want to be candid with you all. It really is incredibly special to just think about what my mom and dad provide as I'm raising my daughter with my wife. As we reflect back on our own childhoods, we need to make sure that we are providing for my daughter the way that our parents provided for us.
Zone contested.
Thank you, Mom. And thank you, Dad.
Going for a capture.
Well, that's it for this video, guys. Hopefully this video explained a little bit further as to how my parents and my family, my extended family, my grandparents came together and made the right choices, found the right sales, and were able to give me all the crazy games and all the things that I wanted. As an only child, I was spoiled, but you know what? I was forever grateful for the fact that I never took it for granted. If this is your first time here on My Retro Life, thank you. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching to this point of the video. If you could, give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. I love talking about my game-crazy family growing up in the 80s and 90s and looking back on those nostalgic days. I can't wait to show you what I have next. Alright guys, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you next time.
Come back strong. Opponent is going for a capture. Don't let them get the next zone.
Kiki! Ready, it's go time. Catch
To the zone.
You've seen it so many times throughout this series.
Watch out, enemies going for a capture.
Opening up some of our most beloved video games on Christmas morning. We got a ton of incredible games over the years throughout our childhood. But there were some games that we opened up on Christmas morning that might as well have been a love of the whole. Santa must not have been having a holly jolly Christmas when he placed these turds under my tree, and I feel like it's time to revisit some of these ghosts of Christmas past. Let's start with number 10.
Mario is missing. Mario is missing.
Well, now you found him. But first, a word about this video's sponsor, Private Internet Access. Here in America, we just celebrated Thanksgiving. Naturally, it was a time for turkey, family, and
5, 4,
the
3,
90s hit TV show Friends.
1.
And we would watch them on
Match
Netflix, but here in the States, Friends is only available on Max. Luckily, we've got a friend in private internet access. Private internet access is a VPN that swaps the real location of your device with a new one. Like, say, the UK, where Friends is available on Netflix for your holiday viewing pleasure. And with New Year's around the corner, you can ring in 2024 with Monica and Ross, and you won't even have to perform a dance song.
That's that fucking
Private
flag.
internet access has you covered. And it's not just
That's that
Friends.
little
There's a ton of content that you have access to using a VPN, like private internet access. There are servers in 91 countries to choose from, and
Watch out, enemy is going for a
Plus,
capture.
private internet access is available on all major platforms, including Windows, Android, Mac OS, Linux, and iOS. One subscription covers an unlimited amount of devices. Plus, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee and 24/7 customer support. Use the link in the description, and you can grab an 83% discount on private internet access. That's just $2.03 a month.
Watch out,
Also
enemy is
get
going
4
for a
extra
capture.
months completely free in a 2-year plan.
Zone
Private
contested.
internet access wants to help you out this holiday season. What are friends for?
Opponent is
Coming in
going
at
for a
number
capture.
10, it's Rust on Saga 2
Think
on the
you
Sega
should have
Genesis.
Think
Now,
turn things
this
around.
game was actually a part of the incredible Sega Games Hall on Christmas 1994, and you've all seen that video. That is one of the most legendary game halls I ever had as a kid. Oh my gosh. So many games that we got that Christmas morning, and one of them, unfortunately, was
Rust on Saga 2!
they couldn't all be great. No, Rust on Saga 2 stunk up the place
Your
that
teammate
morning.
is going for a
And really, we thought this was going to be a great game. We played the original Rust on in the arcades. It was a very popular arcade game that a lot of people love, and to this day, it's some of my friends' favorite video games. Rust on Saga 2, the sequel, is so bad, my friends. It's just, it feels like the game wasn't even developed by the same team that made the original game. You kind of realize as you play through this game that you're sort of torturing yourself with tedium. It's just a real ugly game, and we realized this within hours of playing the game. First playing it, really, probably within minutes. You gotta understand, we had played these kind of medieval, barbarian action platformer games like Golden Axe, on the Sega Genesis. I think we were expecting something like that. When you used to look at the magazine, see the back of the box, you'd still
That's that
just
fuck
still
face.
frames of the game. You wouldn't see
That's
motion.
that faggot.
And this is one of those cases where if we'd seen the game in motion, I think we would have avoided it like the plague.
Avenger.
I don't know how I got
Zone
here.
contested.
Your teammate is
Perhaps
going
I
for a
lost
capture.
my mind. There was a deafening sound.
Your opponent is going for a capture.
Or perhaps I was. What day is it now? A Saturday.
You lost.
The year of 1700.
Great players bounce back stronger.
In the game in motion, I think we would have avoided it like the plague. But as it stands, we took a chance, or I guess Dad took a chance for me on Christmas morning. Got the game pre-owned. This was a pre-owned game. A lot of those games on Christmas morning 1994 were used games. I think a lot of you don't realize that, actually. And Rust on Saga 2, man, such a bad game. I say avoid this one at all costs. Coming in at number 9 is Death Crimson 2 on the Sega Dreamcast. Now, specifically, we had the Japanese import of this game. I got it on Christmas morning 1999 when I was visiting my cousins and the rest of my family in New York. That was a very fun Christmas. Oh my gosh, it was a Dreamcast Christmas. I got tons of Dreamcast games for Christmas that year, most of them being Japanese imports. There was a game that disappointed like no other, and that was Death Crimson 2. Now, I really wanted to love this game because everything we saw in the magazines or online, you know, again, those still frames, it made it seem like this was another House of the Dead kind of game. And so here was another light gun zombie/monster horror game that we just thought, oh, it's on the Dreamcast, it's going to run awesome, it's going to be
Occupy
great.
the zone and defend it to
Boy, was
score.
I wrong, man. This is a choppy, disgusting looking game. That sounds harsh, right? But it just looks terrible, guys. It looks like it could have been made on the PlayStation 1 and or Sega Saturn. You know, maybe slightly better textures and visuals, but it felt like a generation before what we were getting on the Dreamcast that year in 1999. It didn't look anything like how House of the Dead 2 ran. And that's really what I was comparing it to. That was the major thing, and it was the big roadblock for me.
What's the matter, boo-boo?
This game did have an interesting story mode, but it was completely in Japanese, and it was so hard for me to understand anything of what was going on in the story. I just wanted to get to the light gun portions. Overall, I had such a horrible time playing this game. It's very weird, very bizarre, and there was even a third game in the series that was released in America on the Dreamcast called Death Crimson OX. I never played that one because, man, I wanted to be as far away from the Death Crimson series as I possibly could. And I feel like you should too. Coming in at number 8, well, it's 8 Eyes on the NES. Oh boy, 8 Eyes. Where do I begin with 8 Eyes? Okay, so 8 Eyes on the NES, guys, is a terrible, terrible clunky game. I'm sure it has its fans, but I don't know.
Zone contested.
And I feel like you should too. Coming in at number 8, well, it's 8 Eyes on the NES. Oh boy, 8 Eyes. Where do I begin with 8 Eyes? Okay, so 8 Eyes on the NES, guys, is a terrible, terrible clunky game. I'm sure it has its fans, but I don't know why. Honestly, this was a very cryptic game that I really tried so hard to get into as a kid. I owned Castlevania 3, and so seeing this game, it felt like, you know, I could get more of that. It looked and played a lot like Castlevania. The staircases, the look of the game, a lot of people consider 8 Eyes a Castlevania clone. And what you got is a very clunky, stiff, hard to control platformer that's extremely hard. Now, one thing I always liked about 8 Eyes is that you can choose your stage. Any stage is unlockable at the very beginning. It's kind of like Mega Man and the Robot Masters, but instead of Robot Masters, you're choosing which country to go to and visit this castle or manor. There's all sorts of different stages, and they look cool. They look very, like, spooky and have that Castlevania vibe. But, oh, how I feel for the kids who got this game on Christmas morning, hoping for something half as good as Castlevania. But what they ended up with was 8 Eyes. I was one of those kids. I got it on Christmas morning. Santa came through. He didn't disappoint. Until I played the game and realized, Santa, why did you give me this piece of junk? Oh gosh, it's terrible. If you really cared about me, you definitely would get it. Still can't wash out the bad taste of that game. At number 7, it's Roadrunners Death Valley Rally on the Super Nintendo. I got this game Christmas 1992.
Fuck him.
For all intents and purposes, we really thought this was going to be an awesome game. I mean, it had been featured on the cover of Nintendo Power, which was a magazine that we subscribed to. We got all of our video game and Nintendo game news.
Fuck
you know,
you,
within
dude.
minutes of playing the game, you start realizing that it's very hard to control and very unforgiving.
Won the
It's
round.
incredibly difficult and frustrating. You're running around as fast as like Sonic the Hedgehog ran in the original Sega Genesis game, and that was a game, you know, Christmas 1992. We already had Sonic the Hedgehog 2 at this point, so we were well experienced in fast-paced running games, and Death Valley Rally even tries to do some Sonic the Hedgehog type of gameplay, with like sort of loops and stuff like that. But really, it just fails on all levels. It's incredibly hard to control, and really, there's no continues. There's no continues at all. Once you lose all your lives, you're dead. You start over at the beginning. No passwords. It's incredibly unforgiving, and it was very disappointing when I got it. Not when I first got it. When I first got it, I hadn't played it yet, so I thought it was great. But then I played it. Coming in at number 6 is Ghost Manor on the TurboGrafx system.
Going for a capture.
Ready to lose the hat and
Your
regain the
teammate is
hair?
going for a capture.
With Chews by Hims, you can regain your hair and your confidence. Our chews are powered by clinically proven ingredients like minoxidil and finasteride. So you can grow thicker, fuller hair in 3 to 6 months.
Going for a capture.
Your treatment is 100% personalized to your hair goals. It comes at an affordable price that works for your budget, so you can step out with confidence. Hats off to hair growth, treatment that works for you. Start today at Hims.com.
Going for a capture.
Here, man.
6 is Ghost Manor on the TurboGrafx 16. Now, this one was quite a disappointment when I got it. Christmas 1996. I had all the hope in the world based on the cover art alone. Another big failure for us growing up in the 90s with these games.
Stupid.
Was judging the book by its cover. Ghost Manor was
Watch
one
out.
of
Enemy
those.
is going for a
I think a
capture.
lot of platformers fail when the first stage is not a left to right side-scrolling affair. No, this one, you're actually having to go up this sort of, I don't know, it's like a giant wall that you gotta climb to get to
Opponent's
the
going for
top
a capture.
where the entrance to the Ghost Manor is. Well, good luck ever getting to the top of this wall because, oh my gosh, it's unforgiving. You don't know what to do. It's like I spent hours just running around, letting those ghosts kind of
Watch out, enemy is
up.
going for a
There's like this
capture.
moment where you have to stand in a certain position and the ghost comes up from beneath you and carries you up. And then you have to land on the correct platform and figure out what to do. It's just not fun at all. It's so frustrating.
Going for a capture.
There's nothing fun about the first stage, and man, you want to have fun on the first stage of the game. You know? I never got much further than the first stage of this game just because of how difficult and how frustrating it is. It was not even worth my time trying to punish myself to get any further. If you like Ghost Manor, and maybe you've played more of the game and have gotten further into it, maybe let me know why, because I don't get it. At number 5, it's Surf Ninjas on the Sega Game Boy. Surf's Up 2, that's right, back in the day, back in the radical 90s, early 90s, we were all about ninjas and kicking butt, man. I mean, you had Ninja Turtles, you had 3 ninjas, and then you had Surf Ninjas, like Surf's Up, man, Capabunga, and all that. That's the way we felt back then as kids growing up in the early 90s. We were all about ninjas. And I was one of those kids that I loved Surf Ninjas. I got the movie on video, and I can't remember if it was on VHS. So I thought it was so cool, and I thought, oh man, if I get the Game Gear game, it's going to be that same Game Gear game I was playing in the movie. And I thought, how cool is that? I'll be able to play the game he was playing, and no, it's not the same game at all. In fact, this is a very clunky, boring, side-scrolling action game that is slow-moving, that controls horribly. Surf Ninjas on the Game Gear is just a poor man's Ninja Gaiden Shinobi. I mean, really, I wouldn't even call it that. It's so bad in its clunky gameplay that I never even really played it much. I put the game on my Christmas list that year in 1994, And maybe in a twist of my dad realizing this was not a good game, he didn't buy it for me. He probably said, I'm not buying that game. But his grandmother bought it for me. So my great-grandmother, she got me Surf Ninjas on the Game Gear. No doubt my dad bought it and then just grabbed it from her. Maybe she gave them the money or something like that. But really, guys, I say avoid this game. I probably got no further than stage 2 or 3 before I just abandoned all hope. Oh, and that was a lesson in don't judge a video game inside a movie based on the movie that is portraying the video game inside the movie. I think I got a headache now. Coming in at number 4, it's Bubsy 3D on the Sony PlayStation.
Your teammate is attempting a capture.
Pride and bias for Bubsy 3D. And my reaction to this game is probably the greatest reaction ever in the history of all mankind to a kid receiving Bubsy 3D.
Bubsy 3D! Yes!
I mean, I just really wanted to load this game, and you can even see me playing it on Christmas morning, and
Your opponent
my
is
dad's
going for a
like,
capture.
you enjoying this game? You really like this game? He knew it was a bad game. And I've done a video on this game before, and me getting it that Christmas morning. It was one of the earlier videos on this channel. You can go check it out. But I gotta just reiterate what I said. You know, I really liked it at the time. And at the time, it was a platformer, which was incredibly hard to come by, and really, it was new technology. It was this new frontier in gaming. I think I was happy to have Bubsy 3D, and I enjoyed it for a little bit, but I recognize it as bad. You know, it just controls horribly. It's got the worst kind of jank controls, and for a 3D platformer, like, it's unheard of. Super Mario 64 was already like, it's so much better. Oh my gosh, they wanted it to be a great game. They wanted it to be revolutionary because it was in development right around the same time as Super Mario 64. Not only did it get out of the gate late and arrive on store shelves months after Mario 64, it looked nothing like Mario 64 as far as performance. And it just... If Bubsy 3D had come out a year before Super Mario 64, I think we would be talking about it in a completely different light. It was trying to do things that were brand new to video games, just like Super Mario 64, but when it came out, and by the time it came out, months after Mario 64, it just...
Not enough time to practice, no teacher, no structure. That's what many amateur